Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Larry the Batman fan. I'm back with another video. This is a continuation of my Xbox 360 games. So let's, without further ado, get into it. I had to wait a little while because I've been really busy working and stuff and doing things around the house. So that's why y'all haven't seen part 2 here, but I wanted to show y'all the rest of my collection. So without further ado, we have Frontlines Fuel of War. This is a first-person shooter. It's okay. Not amazing, but it's not bad either. Uh, Definitely didn't have the best looking graphics. I mean, I think this game came out 2007 or something. So definitely didn't have that going for it. It's also available on the PC. But it's an okay shooter. It's not too bad. I must have gotten this at Goodwill for $2.99 or something. Cause see, I got that sticker on it. So yeah, must have been a Goodwill pickup. Goodwills in our areas are pretty much gone now, but it was a decent shooter. Sniper Elite Volume 2 or V2. Pretty good sniping game. I know there's been 4 Sniper Elite games total. Never played the first one and never played the 4th game. But I have played this one and the 3rd game. This game is also available on the Nintendo Wii U. And I think it's on the PS3 as well. It's basically a sniping game. You get to shoot people in the heart and stomach and chest and head. And even in the testicles. You can even shoot them in the testicles. It's crazy to see those death animations. Blood splatter outside of them and everything. It's crazy. It's a World War II shooter as well. So you're like a spy in this game. And you go around shooting bad guys. And it's this one, well, I guess they're all like that, right? They're all like third-person shooters because you can actually see your character in the game. But it's not bad. It was made by Rebellion and 505 Games, or 505 Games. Yeah. And it's a World War II shooter, and it's pretty good. I liked it. Oh, I actually have another copy of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare in here. This one's complete, I think. Of course, I know at a certain point they didn't come with manuals, so yeah, it is most definitely complete with both discs. But I do have a secondary one without the cover art, so I think the only Call of Duty game I'm missing on 360 is Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 3 and Ghosts. Those are the only ones I'm missing, although I do have Modern Warfare 2 on PS3, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Modern Warfare 3 I have on pretty much everything, you know. Call of Duty Ghosts I had at one time. I had it for PS4, but I didn't own it for Xbox 360. And that other one, Black Ops 3, I wouldn't bother with because it doesn't have the campaign in it. You need it for the PS4 or the Xbox One because those versions actually added the campaign in, whereas this version, the Call of Duty Black Ops 3, did not do that. But that's a decent game. I'm not mind-blowing for Call of Duty. I've gotten bored of Call of Duty, but I know I've mentioned that before. This is Minecraft right here. I don't have the cover art for it or the manual, if there ever was a manual. But there's that. I've never played Minecraft. Honestly, I'm not really a big, like, Minecraft fanatic. I've seen gameplay on it, and it just doesn't interest me. You know, but that's just me. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. This was a good shooter. This is also available on PlayStation 3. It's good. It's first-person shooter game in the Tom Clancy franchise. Play as an army, go through the levels, and you like kill bad guys and save innocent civilians from terrorists. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good. I like the graphics. The graphics aren't too bad. Gameplay is fun. Commanding your team is good, and they're not like dumb AI, so they do listen to your commands. So all in all, it's a decent shooter. It's not bad. The first game's also on Xbox 360, but it was also ported to the PS3. I believe I gave that to Nick along with the second game because I think I have both of them on Xbox 360. Prince of Persia, this is another copy. I have 2 copies of this game. Battlefield 4. I might have shown this earlier, but I'm pretty sure I have 2 copies of this game. But it's a good game. This is around the time that they were coming out on, stuff like the Xbox One, PS4, because it's like 2014 or so. But they were still making Xbox 360 and PS3 games at the time. So games like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 made their way on both systems. Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardlines, and stuff like Watch Dogs and Destiny also got ports from their previous consoles since they were still making games for the Xbox 360. Of course, now they've stopped. But it's a good game. The graphics are not as good on this system, though, as they are on the PS4 or Xbox One. But that's to be expected. But you know what Battlefield is. If you've followed me, you've heard me talk in depth about Battlefield being a really good game. Good game series, I mean. It's available, well, ever since the PS2 days and Xbox days, to be honest, or PC days. But yeah, it's a World War II shooter, or shooter in general, and just go around shooting bad guys and going from point A to point B. And sometimes you can ride on tanks and stuff, inside tanks. It's good. I like it. Skate 2. I played Skate 2, and I don't like Skate. And the reason I don't like it is because it's very hard, very difficult to get into. It's very realistic, especially for a sports game. So I'm not really a fan of Skate. I prefer Tony Hawk because Tony Hawk was easier to pick up and play and actually enjoy what you're playing. But with this, it's more realistic and less simplistic. So I personally don't care for it. I know there's also the original Skate, and then there's Skate 3, and there was a Skate game on the Wii called Skate It. So they've had a couple of versions of that. But it's just not for me. I know Stream Master, aka Shadow Legends, YT84 enjoys the Skate series. Personally, I don't care for them. UFC Undisputed 2010. This was a good game. I like this game. It's a sports game. I usually hate sports games. I'm really not a big fan of sports games in general. But this one was pretty good. It was easy to pick up and play. It's a typical UFC sports game where you fight your opponents in the ring. It's called the Octagon. And you just beat the ever-loving hell out of them. Punches and kicks and stuff. I like that they made it simplistic to play and not like realistic, because that's what ruins it for me in sports games. Most of the time they're realistic and not simplistic, so makes it more of a chore to play. But yeah, that's basically what it is. You can also customize your own character in the game, which was nice. I could customize a character to look almost like me. Although I don't think it would let me make him a 6'7" man. I think the most I could go was 6'4". So I ended up making myself 6'4", like 210 pounds, and gave myself some facial hair and some hair in general, glasses. It was a good. It was pretty cool. I mean, to be able to customize my character in the game. That was a nice touch for this game. I don't know if you could do that in the 2009 one, or the UFC Undisputed 3, which is also on Xbox 360 and PS3. I know they'll also have gone on to make 3 or 4 UFC games on PS4 and Xbox One. I only played the first one and the third one. That was about it. I never played the second one or the fourth one. I own the first one on PS4. I never bothered to pick any of the other ones up because I figured they're all the same. Just a few extra characters from before, or added characters, I mean. But yeah, anyways, this is a good game. Moving on. Conflict Denied Ops, a third-person shooter in the Xbox 360 world. It wasn't too bad, but not as good as the older Conflict games on PS2, like Conflict Desert Storm, Conflict Desert Storm 2, Conflict Vietnam, and Conflict Global Terror. This was basically a return to the Conflict series, but made it slightly different, not as tactical as the older Conflict games. But it's a decent game, but it certainly was not up to its hype and potential that everybody had thought it would be. And after this came out, they sort of discontinued, or actually they did rather discontinue this series because some people thought this game sucked. But in reality, I didn't think it was that bad. Certain games that people think suck, I think are okay. And then there are other games that people say suck, and I agree with them. Rock Band, I talked about the second one earlier in my video, and I said that the second one was great and improved upon the graphics a little bit, and it also improved the selection of songs. There was more songs in the second game. Never played the third or the fourth Rock Band game, but they are fun music games where you form a band, you create your character, you form a band, then you perform in front of a small audience. When you start doing really good and going on tours, and eventually you can get more people in the stadium to cheer you on, and you gain more fans, and then you gain more success, and then you go to another city, and then you perform there, and after that another city, and eventually you become one of the most popular rock bands ever known. It's a really good game. I got all these different songs here. You might even have some songs by Linkin Park, also Disturbed, maybe POD, Bon Jovi, L7, and stuff like the Beatles and things like that. Other bands, the Offspring and Nickelback and a bunch of others. Anything under the sun with rock music. And yeah, it's a really good game. I like it. Oh yeah, we got Metro 2033, and I also do have the other one right here. Might as well show that off real fast. So yeah, we got both of these. These are first-person shooters. They're kind of like in a post-apocalyptic world where there are some humans fighting against each other, but there's also like these creatures that you end up having to fight. I remember in the first game, the first level of this game, it's you and two other guys. You're fighting that weird monster right there. I don't know what the hell that monster is, but you can see it under his eye there. And you had to put your mask on, and you're also being attacked while putting your mask on, but you had to put the mask on because there's all these fumes in the air, and they will kill you almost instantly. It gives you like 40 seconds to get rid, to like put your mask on, and otherwise you die. And then you gotta kill those monsters, and you're like the only one that survives. The other two that were on your team, they end up dead from those damn monsters. But yeah, it's good. It was a great shooter. Later on in the game, you get to go see a team of soldiers. You upgrade your weapons and things like that. You do explore the environments and stuff. And it does have slight horror elements to the game, but ultimately, at its core, Metro is a first-person shooter. And the sequel is just as good, if not better in some ways, or more ways than the original. Another great shooter in that post-apocalyptic world where things have gone to hell, and there's some weird monsters that pop up in the game, and there are people that are stealing stuff, and lots of brutal stuff going on. Gotta shoot monsters and things like that. certain parts of the game it's really cold, so you have to bundle up while going outside. There's a lot of survival elements in the Metro series as well. But this one I think my friend Joseph got for me as a gift. I'm really thankful for that. It's a great game series. I also do have Metro Exodus. I never beat any of them, but I've come close to beating the first game. They're really good. You could also get the Metro Redux collection for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One if you prefer to get it that way. It has both of these games that way, so that way you don't have to pay, like, I paid $7 for this game. It might be around $7 to $10, maybe $11. And then this one I paid about $10 for as well. Yeah, $10. So it's around for both of these games, probably about $20. So just get the PS4 version for $20 instead, and you'll have both of them. Give me a second. I gotta blow my nose. All right, let's continue. Enchanted Arms, I heard, is a Xbox 360 exclusive, according to what it says up there. I don't have the American version. I got this in a lot with a bunch of other games. So this version will not play on my Xbox. I popped it in and it says it doesn't read the disc. So I've never played it, unfortunately, because it's not an American copy of the game. So if I want to play Enchanted Arms, I need an American copy, because I don't have that. The American version, that is. Testament of Sherlock Holmes. It is a little bit boring, but I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, so I have an appreciation for Sherlock Holmes and solving puzzles and stuff. Definitely not a game that is for everyone in its style, because it's got a lot of puzzle solving and some decision making in the game, and one wrong move, somebody else could end up dead. I do like these kind of games, and I am a fan of Sherlock Holmes, so I picked it up at Mr. Deals for $12.99. There is another Sherlock Holmes game on Xbox 360. It's called Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper, and that game plays a little bit like this, in terms of how it plays out, but it's definitely not a shooting game. It's not action focused, and for some people, they will get bored and shut this game off. So, and the other one too, Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. So, if you're not into that type of game, you probably won't enjoy this game. But if you are like me, then you'll have some enjoyment with it. I mean, it's made by Atlas, so yeah. Dirt 3. I have Dirt 2 as well for PS3. I never played many of the Dirt series, but I played this for a little while. I sort of tossed it to the side after a while, but I did play it for a little while. It was very technical, like easy right, easy left, a little to the middle, wiggle to the right, easy left, things like that, and that just annoys the shit out of me. I can't stand racing games that do that. It's just so annoying. It's like WRC. The old WRCs did that shit, and I couldn't stand it. Same thing with Sega Rally Championship for Sega Saturn. So, not a big fan of this series, but I would like to play split screen and see how I enjoy that. I'll admit that the graphics are nice, and the driving does seem pretty smooth and fluent, but ultimately, I'm not a huge Dirt fan. I tried it though. Destiny can't play this game because it's an online only game and they took the servers down, so this game is just shelf storage. Def Jam Rap Star. This is basically a music game where you you're rapping in the game. You rap to songs by 50 Cent, Eminem, Ludacris, LL Cool J, Lil Wayne, Kanye West, T.I., Young Jeezy, Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, Snoop Dogg, Outkast, Tupac, probably some Nas, probably maybe some Drake in there. Oh yeah, there is Drake. Maybe some Rakim, and maybe some of the there might be one or two songs by Vanilla Ice on there. I'm not sure. But it's mainly Def Jam focused. Actually, I don't think Eminem is in this because he's not signed to Def Jam Records. He's signed to Aftermath Records. And I don't think 50 Cent is in it either because he's also signed to Aftermath Records. But anyone that was from Def Jam is pretty much featured in this game. And that's what it is. It's a music game where you're rapping, basically. And you need the microphone to play it. But I have the microphone, thankfully, so I can play it. And this thing's not focusing. You can see it, though. Bioshock 2. We finally get to Bioshock 2. Very good game. Weak storyline, though. The storyline wasn't really amazing. But the gameplay was still very fun and fluent and very influential for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. It's a good game. I definitely recommend it. Never beat it, though. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I liked this game. I thought it was pretty good. For a movie license game, it wasn't too bad. A lot better than the first game on Xbox. That game really was annoying and not really that good. But this one wasn't too bad. It was easier to control. It was easier to pick up and play. Lots of exploring. It's an action-adventure game based off the third movie. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I like kicking people in the rear end on the street for no apparent reason. You can do that. Trying to save Will Turner. Try to find a key to unlock the door for one of your pirate buddies. Fight people with swords and stuff. Kick people in the faces when they fall down. It's got a little bit of comedy in it. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. I liked it. Very surprised by that one, but I did like it. Payday 2 is basically a shooting game where you play as 4 bank robbers and you go through the levels and you hold people hostage, point guns at them. You steal their jewelry and their money and you put it in the briefcase. And if the cops show up, you start shooting at them. If any of your teammates get injured, though, you have to heal them with like a med kit, and it takes like 30 seconds to heal them. So, the AI in the game is smart and not stupid like it is in Brink. So it ends up being a pretty enjoyable game. If you successfully get everything that you need, then they're like, all right, time to go. It's time to get out of here. Blah blah blah. You shoot the cops. You either escape in a helicopter or you escape in a van, and then you go on to the next level and do the same thing all over again. But a little repetitive, but still fun, and the environments are pretty to look at, and the shooting works well, and the AI is smart. So it's all in all a very good game. This game did get re-released for PS4 and Xbox One later on, just so y'all know. It was also on PS3 as well. Alright, we got Soulcalibur V and Soulcalibur IV here. I got these from Gimpy Ninja recently. Soulcalibur IV, one interesting thing is that you get to play as Yoda in the game. So that was a nice feature. The PS3 version, you got to play as Darth Vader. But yeah, it's a fighting game, and the Soulcalibur franchise, you fight with swords and stuff, and you can also punch and kick a little bit. Actually, I don't think you can punch. You just sort of nudge people like this, like that. But yeah, you got to do crazy combos and shit, and kick people's butts and whatnot, and you do eventually get the hang of the controls, and the fighting mechanics are actually good in this game, so it ends up being a very enjoyable game. I do recommend the Soulcalibur franchise. They're very good. Next up, we have Crackdown 1 and 2. Have not had a chance to play the second one. Still working through the first game. But it plays a little bit like a GTA type of game. It also has a lot of driving elements. It does have some third-person shooting. Another game that this game reminds me of is a game called Agents of Mayhem. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of it, but it reminds me of that. But it is a fun game. It's fun to cruise around your car, help people out, shoot bad guys, fight and punch bad guys and things like that. And also you can do crazy like flying combos with like the cars. Like the cars fly like 30 feet in the air and then like land like on the other side of the city. The car will crash and everything. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I recommend it if you have a Xbox 360. It was exclusive to Xbox 360. And the sequel I don't think was, though. I think it was also on PC, but yeah. And we never saw Crackdown 3. I don't know why. We never did, but it was a good series. The first 2 games were excellent. Sorry, I just had an itch. Tales from the Borderlands. This is good. Cel-shaded Borderlands game. Of course, they're all kind of cel-shaded, but it's like an RPG shooter. It's good. I like it. Sonic All-Stars, Sega All-Stars Racing featuring Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think every version had Banjo-Kazooie in it. I think some of the versions did not have it, but this version does. It features him. You also get to play as the Avatar characters, which is cool. And in the Wii version, you get to play as the Miis. But personally, I always thought that the Avatar characters looked more interesting versus the Miis, which look like crappy cartoon characters. But in this game, you're just racing around the tracks, and you get to hit people with like power-ups that you get along the way. It's a pretty fun racing game. Pretty self-explanatory. It plays very similar to Mario Kart or Crash Team Racing. Not bad. Burnout Paradise, excellent game. A lot of fun racing around. Free mode. It's like the first game where you can actually do that. Crash into cars, causing other cars and traffic to crash in your way and help you get points along the way. It's pretty good. I recommend it. There's some other modes in the game too that can earn yourself points and stuff. They really need to make a comeback with the Burnout franchise. They haven't made a Burnout game since this. They did do a re-release for Burnout Paradise, but that's not a new game. That's just a re-release. So, come on, EA, step your game up and make another Burnout game. Burnout Paradise 2 or Burnout Super High Octane or something. I'm just trying to think of a cool name for it. They need to make another one because everybody's anticipating another Burnout game. If you're a fan of racing games, arcade style racing games, you'll love it. Mirror's Edge is a good game. I do recommend Mirror's Edge. It's a lot of fun. It's a first-person shooter. It does have some jumping in the game as well. I didn't get very far, I can tell you that. But you play as Faith in the game. And that's basically what you do. You're like this girl that does like parkour, jump from one building to the other, grabs onto the ledge, tries to pull herself up to the top or move to the side and then move into a window, an open window. And then when you get in that window, you usually have to grab something, but end up fighting guys along the way. It was pretty good. Definitely ahead of its time for 2008 or 2009. And definitely one of the games that started this parkour stuff in video games, because Dying Light did that next. There might have been another game that came after Mirror's Edge that was doing that too, but it's not really coming to me. I could look it up though and leave it in the comments section below on my channel here. Hold on a second. MX vs. GP, I got this at Mr. Deals when I got my 360 along with the other games I showed before. It was okay. I'm not very good at it though. I kept coming in last place or second to last place from what I played. So I'm not really the best at MXGP. I know there's also MXGP 2 and 3. I don't have those. I just have the first one. But it's an okay motorcycle game. Not bad. It's a fun racing game, but I just suck at it. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, that was really good. I do recommend this. This was a blast to play. You play as a Sith Lord, or you play as one of the Jedis in the game, and you fight people with your lightsabers and you kick ass, and it's just a blast to play. It's also good on the Wii. The Wii had some like motion things going on with it because it's the Wii, but it still worked on the Wii as well, and it's good on the PS3. Here's the first game. This was on multiple systems: PS2, PS3, 360, Wii. I think it was also on PSP as well. Whatever version you get, it's pretty solid. Like I said, it's another good game in this franchise. Rage is a good first-person shooter. It's a shame that the second one I heard was not very good. Sorry, I had a hair on my camera. But yeah, Rage is a pretty good first-person shooter. I do recommend this game. It was a lot of fun. Had some driving of the car and shooting in the car. Kind of reminded me of Mad Max in a way. But yeah, it's not bad. Definitely cannot stand up to Doom or Quake though. But it says it's from the creators of Doom and Quake. But it's still a pretty fun game, and I do recommend that. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. This was also released on PSP, PS3, and it might have been on PC as well, and the Nintendo Wii. One of the first games to come out for the 360, and it definitely shows that it's outdated because the graphics don't really look that great. I think this game is also on PS2. It's a good game. It's a third-person shooter in the Tom Clancy Advanced Warfighter world. It's not bad. Shooting mechanics work well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. The newer Ghost Recon games are solid, but the older ones I just cannot stand. Tom Clancy's End War, did not care for that. It's an RTS game, not into that. Alan Wake is a decent game, a survival horror game, but I get scared playing it. I can't play this game. I tried to play it, but it's just too scary for me. Excuse me. Fallout New Vegas is a good RPG. I've talked about Fallout before, so I'm not going to say much. Just that it's a great game, and it's a lot of fun. Chrome Hounds, still never played this. I've had this for over a year now, but I still never played it. But I think it's a mech shooting game. Kind of like in the same vein as like Mech Assault 1 and 2, so we'll see. It might be fun. I haven't played it yet, though. Quake 4, this is a good game made by id, the same people that made Doom. Excellent first-person shooter game. I do recommend this game. Has some light horror elements. The monsters in the game could creep up on you a little bit, but ultimately it's just a shooting game. But it is fun, and your team is with you for, I'd say, most of the game. So it's a blast. I recommend it if you have an Xbox 360. LA Noire was a pretty good detective game. I enjoyed this game. You play as a detective named Cole Phelps, and you and your friend work together to solve cases, solve murder cases, people who have been slaughtered. And then when you do catch the people, you interrogate them, like it shows right there. And certain things that they say, you gotta kind of watch the way they're moving their mouths or their lips or their eyes or whatever. You can determine if they're lying or if they're telling the truth, or if you have reasonable doubts on them. Although one thing that some people didn't like, I know Angry Joe mentioned it, is that the game moves on even if you make mistakes in the game. Personally, I don't really care about that. Like, if I made some mistakes and the game still continues, so be it. Makes it easier on me, because if the game wouldn't let you continue over one mistake, then I get pissed off and turn the game off. So at least it's fair that if you make some mistakes, your boss scolds you a little bit, but the game doesn't hinder it from moving on, from you having to start the whole dang level over again. So it's a decent game. I liked it. It was pretty fun. Although another annoying thing is that on PS3 version, the whole game's on one disc. This was on like 3 or 4 discs. See? Yeah, 3 discs to make the whole game. I don't know why that's so, but on the Xbox 360 version, that's how it went down. Alright, now we have Infinite Undiscovery. This is one of the few RPG games on the Xbox 360 besides Fable 2, Fable 3, Fable Remastered, and it was another Fable game. The Journey, I think, is what it was called, but it was a Kinect game. And then also Eternal Sonata, one or two of the Tales games, and Mass Effect and things like that. But Infinite Undiscovery is not a terrible game, but it has poor combat in the game. I mean, some of those combat things that you had to do in the game were just annoying. And could have been a bit more simplistic like Final Fantasy, but ended up being kind of a chore to play. But other than that annoying thing with the combat, the game is okay. The graphics look decent, and the game still has some fun to be had, but that is one major flaw, is that the combat really isn't that great. Alien vs. Predator, I actually got this in a trade at Pastime Legends a year ago. Traded some Xbox 360 games that I didn't need because I bought some off a seller and got a bunch of duplicates. I only had a few games in the bundle that were not duplicates. So I traded those off and got this and Left 4 Dead 2 and one other game with store credit. It's a first-person shooter game in the Alien franchise. You get to play as the aliens or the Predator in the game. And it's pretty good. I liked it. Next we have Murdered Soul Suspect. This was another game that came out towards the end of the Xbox 360's life and PS3's life. You play as this detective who ends up killed, but he doesn't stay dead. He ends up coming back as a ghost, and he seeks to revenge the death of his wife and child, from what I remember. And so he uses some like supernatural abilities in the game, like telekinesis and things like that to, kill bad guys and things like that, knock out street lamps, the lights, and things like that. You do get a gun later on in the game, I think, but it's a detective game. It's got a lot of puzzle solving in it. It's not bad. I did have some fun with the game. The last game we have for my Xbox 360 is the original Fear game, and this is a good game. It's a first-person shooter game with horror elements in the game. Those monsters, they at a few given moments of the game, they scared the heck out of me. They really did. they pop out of nowhere and you're like, whoa! You like sort of jump, have a little jump scare. But it was pretty good. Good shooter. Definitely fun. I have played Fear 2 Project Origins as well. Excuse me, but I never played the third game. But that was a fun game, and I do recommend it. The shooting mechanics in the game do work. And overall, it is a fun game to play. Well, folks, that is all of my Xbox 360 games. However, I do have one more package coming in from Gimpy Ninja very soon. So when that comes in, I'll be showing off even more Xbox 360 games. I really should go back and play some more Xbox 360. Because I got around 100 games. You see that shelf right there? Got around 100 games plus these. And I just never, there's a few that I still have to get to, still a few that I have to play personally. I look forward to eventually getting to all of them, but I got so much on my backlog right now. I even have some PS3 games I haven't had a chance to get to. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed these long Xbox 360 collections. I know they've been long. They've been the 40-minute range, but I have so much to say and so much to talk about with each game, because that's what I do. The Xbox 360 was a great system. The biggest issue, I will say, is that it definitely had problems with Red Ring of Death. If it hadn't had that problem, then a lot of gamers around 2008, 2009 wouldn't have opted out and gone to PS3 instead, because a lot of those consumers were tired of having to send off their fifth Xbox 360 back to Microsoft because of it having all those problems with the Red Ring of Death. But eventually Microsoft got it right with the Xbox 360 Elite, which fixed all those problems. So thank God for that, because that's the only Xbox that doesn't have that issue. Well, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my Xbox 360 collection. Please stay tuned for more videos. They are coming. I do have an unboxing from Gimpy Ninja coming very soon. God bless you all and have a blessed night. Take care. Peace.